So here's a award-winning ABC journalist who debunked Pizzagate, pleads guilty in horrific child porn case. Well, we all know pizza's code for child rape, sodomy, right? How do you debunk it? Anybody with a brain can see that. This picture over here, some of you might know what it is, most of you don't. You see the sun and the moon. There's your eclipse. Here's the pizza. So that's the atomic kid, right? Blowing the mind through the act of sodomy. But what's with the 5 eyes? The 5 eyes are the 5 Western not religions, but government powers like the CIA, right? MI6. So this is America. This is Canada. This is Britain. This is Australia, and this is New Zealand. But there's a 6th eye, and you already know the 6 is the number of what man? The man of lawlessness, and who would that be? That would be Israel. So this group of secret services for these 5 Western nations, including Israel, which is the 6th, this is referred to as 5 eyes. Okay, and all of these guys work for the 6th eye, which is Israel. So the fact that there's 5 eyes on a slice of pizza with an eclipse hanging above it, yeah, pretty easy to figure out what's going on here. There's nobody on our side, guys. There's nobody on our side. Nobody. Not Donald Trump or any other political fucking hack, and certainly no religion. This is all garbage and bullshit, and the sooner you get it through your head, the better off you're going to be. As depressing as it is, there's nobody here for us. You're here with people on this page, and you're on your own, and that's it. That's it. Everything here is stacked against you. It's designed for your destruction, to mislead you, to pervert you, to corrupt you, whatever you want to call it. There's no winning with this stuff. Award-winning ABC journalist who debunked Pizzagate. How do you debunk Pizzagate? Once you know what pizza is, there's no way for somebody to tell you it's the same as ice cream. Ice cream represents the same thing. That's why you always see Joe Biden walking around with a fucking ice cream cone. You kidding me? These are the governments, America, Canada, Britain, Australia, New Zealand, on a pizza slice, because they're in charge of the child trafficking for the 6th eye, which is Israel. You kidding me? This is a worldwide network. The fuck is the world kidding? We are run by an ancient order of pedophiles and butt fuckers. That's it. Which would, its root core would be the fallen angels. Literally. So this here, just to give you an idea, these are kids that were talked into having their breasts removed. They're 10-year-old girls. Definitely sexual abuse was involved. And I'm not saying it was the old-fashioned way, but they're getting in these kids' heads. I think a lot of it is that. I think a lot of it has to do with baud rates on computer and flickers and triggers and things like that are to put in. I think the parents of these kids should be strung up by their neck. You let your kid permanently get disfigured, you have no place on this planet. And you can see the bitch that's standing right next to him with the red hair. This is enough of this shit. But this is the reality. This is what the Jews want for you. They're the ones that are behind it. They are the ones that are fucking behind this shit. And they want, this is going to sound backwards, they want you to explode. They want you to go crazy. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. Part of the reason that they're doing this stuff is because they have to build up so much hate and chaos, because we're in a cycle. And the cycle's like a merry-go-round. And so it has to have energy to spin it. It needs energy to spin. And these guys are experts at pissing people off. Literally. The word Christ comes from the word Christos. It has to do with power. It has nothing to do with the guy named Jesus. So the Antichrist would be the anti-power. People trying to shut it down. I guess we would be the Antichrist because we're trying to stop this. They want power to throw this thing into the next phase, which is another cycle. A phase is a cycle. It just depends what the cycle is. 60 hertz, 120 hertz, 500 hertz. That just means how many times per second or per cycle. So they're doing this because they want people enraged to feed the system. There's a verse in the Bible somewhere that says the Jews are hated for the Father's glory. Well, the Father here is the beginning of the cycle. So they need it to keep it going, because if this cycle falls apart, it's just over. It's just over. You get it? It's just over. And that's what they're afraid of. Judgment is death. Judgment is, oh, you were a good boy or a bad boy. Judgment is death. Everybody faces judgment. Everybody faces death. They don't want to face death. The whole thing is they're trying to escape from that shit. That's what the whole Tesseract thing is. And being able to jump into minds of kids, it's how they keep going. This shit has to stop. I mean, look here. Look here. See it? Does that look normal to you? For a kid that age to have their fucking breasts removed? Where are the parents? They just passed a law in California that if your kid decides it's a transgender, that they will take that child and hide that child from the parents and not tell them where the child is. They don't have to by law. Well, that's a form of legal kidnapping. So that they can go do this to them and cut the kid's penis off. You know, when they make, I don't want to be gross, but I'm going to tell you, when they make a fake vagina on anybody, it's not what you think. It's a big open wound, and they put a piece of plastic in there that keeps the wound open. And a lot of times they get infected, and a lot of times they commit suicide or they die of infection. It's an open wound. It never heals. And they're doing this to these kids. So, you know, whether these guys are trying to get the hate is what fuels this thing. Because they need that power, because remember what I told you, hell doesn't have any power. It has to derive it from the people. They have a contract with hell. Right? They have a contract with death. I mean, look at this shit. I mean, this is bizarrely bizarre. I don't even know what word to use. And of course, you got a redheaded cunt standing right here next to this, whatever this thing is. This generation is over. A generation is not a bunch of kids. A generation is a cycle. This is the last generation, the last cycle. And they know that, so they're stepping everything up right now because they need that power to spin it around again. I say, fuck it, let the fucking cycle fall and end this fucking shit. The only way to do that is you got to stop the guys that are running this thing, and you all know who that is. So here, I told you from this song that I remember from the 70s. Interestingly enough, it was 1973. It says, welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside. Come inside. You've got to see the show. It's a dynamo. That's what Mother is right over here. See the electricity? Right? You notice it goes past the guy and it goes into the woman. Right? It's a dynamo. Somebody sent this to me. Teams from veteran-led organizations in Maui assist in relief operations of the fire-stricken island. Project Dynamo and Team Rubicon are among veteran-led organizations. Project fucking Dynamo? Then if you look up here, come inside, the show's about to start, guaranteed to blow your head apart. Well, we all know what that is. Rest assured you'll get your money's worth. The greatest show in heaven, hell, or earth. It just, I'm in the ballpark on this. I guarantee you that shit's coming from downstairs. It's coming from downstairs. And it's coming up. That's why this shit is burning in its spot and nothing around it's hitting it. Now, I'll show you one other little thing that's not really an oddity, but I'll just throw it in. So here, Revelations 9:4. And they were told not to hurt the grass of the field, nor any green thing, nor any tree, but only the people who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads. Are they talking about the seal of Saturn? Because Oprah's house didn't get hurt, and Bill Gates' house didn't get hurt, and a bunch of other real rich people that are definitely connected to that, their houses didn't burn, but everybody else's did. So, just bringing that up. Just bringing that up. So, I just thought I'd throw that in there. I remember reading that as a kid. So, those are the locusts that come out of the bottomless pit. And if you don't have the seal of God on their forehead, then they fuck with you. So, if this was two sides that were pitted against each other, why would the locusts that came out of the pit go after their own people? It doesn't make any sense. If the seal of God is the seal of Saturn, then they're not going to fuck with their own people. But they would fuck with people that don't have that seal. And I can assure you that seal is the seal of Saturn. I guarantee it is. So, as I told you before, that shit's coming out from below up. It's coming from downstairs up. So, you might want to sit and think about that. I've even seen that shit where they got that stupid seal of Saturn on people's fucking foreheads. Look at this shit. It's more Jewish communism. First of all, you got the seal behind there, so it should tell you who's in control of this shit. Right? Look at it. See it? Right? See it right here? There's one, there's the other one, there's the seal. So it's telling you who's behind it. Then you got this red-headed fucking Drac-Yenta right here. Watch what's going on here.
A newly signed bill will help in the fight against food deserts in Illinois. Governor J.B. Pritzker signed the Illinois Grocery Initiative today. It invests $20 million across the state. Most of the funds will go towards grants. It will be used to support existing grocers and encourage new grocery stores to open.
Yeah, called Dollar Generals. They're going up all over the place. Why would they do this?
Those receiving grants will then be designated high-impact businesses.
Yep, those are the ones you're going to be able to go to if they let you.
That opens the door for more tax credits and other incentives.
The Illinois Grocery Initiative increases access to healthy foods while spurring economic development in the areas that need it the most. This $20 million investment will help open new grocery stores in food deserts while supporting existing grocery stores with much needed.
Yeah, the food deserts is where all the black people live that burn their existing stores down. That's why they're a desert. That's why they're a desert.
Upgrades. DCEO will also commission a study to gather a better understanding of food insecurity and food deserts across the state to inform future rounds of this program.
According to a 2021...
Look at the three on the side and the fucking black and white. God, these guys don't miss a fucking beat.
Illinois Department of Public Health report.
And there's the finger. The bottom line is the reason they're doing it is because of the 15-minute initiative, which is you will not be able to go any farther than 15 minutes out of your house. That's it. So they're building little grocery stores all over the place, which are going to be funded by the state. That's called communism. And they're going to give you a UBI, Universal Basic Income, which means you'll get like $1,200 a month, and you will just be told to stay at home. You think I'm kidding? It's already going that direction. It's already going that direction. That's what this is. Notice, look around you, people in the United States. Look at how many of these Dollar Generals are putting up. They're all over the place. because they want to make sure there's one within 15 minutes of your house. They just burnt the fuck out of Hawaii. They're stealing your birthright. Wake up. They're stealing your birthright. The day's going to come when they're going to tell you you can't drive because it's a climate lockdown, which they're already doing those. They're already getting ready to do those. Climate lockdown. Oh, nobody can go out and do anything for 2 weeks. We have to save the planet. Remember what I told you about the environment and the climate? It has nothing to do with the world. It has to do with the Jews standing in the perception of the non-Jewish people. That's what all of this is. Because they're so fucking paranoid from their goddamn incest. They think that the whole world's out to get them when nobody gives a shit about them. And so the only way that you can deal with that is you kill everybody off. That way you never have to worry about somebody trying to get you. That's exactly what this is. Wake the fuck up. Somebody needs to say about these fucking Dracientas what the deal is. Somebody, I mean, I've been screaming it for almost 20 years and I'm getting nowhere. So, just so you know, they are starting to push that bullshit again about making everybody wear a mask with this COVID shit again sometime around by the end of October. They're going to start this shit up in the middle of September. So here's this little picture, and it's very interesting because here's all the kids following the COVID shot, and here's the girl with the finger right here. See it? Right there. And that should tell you who's behind it. But what's more interesting here is everybody in here has sunglasses on. Did you ever see the movie Coraline? It was like an animated little thing with a little girl that went into another world, and she had the same parents, but everything was funner for a while. And then that mother wound up not being her mother, wound up being this other thing that wanted to sew buttons on her eyes. Why would they want to sew buttons on their eyes? So that you can't find your way out. So that you get stuck in a fake world. Now we're getting somewhere. So whoever drew this picture knew what they were drawing. Except they drew it for you, and if you ain't smart enough to decode it, you won't get the message. So, get ready for this fucking second round. Because honestly, the first time I get pressed into a corner, I'm taking people out. Because I told you I ain't gonna last long in this shit. Literally, I won't last long in this. I know who's behind it, I know what it is, and I know why they're doing it. People are fucking dumb. That's why it says I lose my people for their lack of knowledge. Well, I'm not very smart, and smart has nothing to do with the stuff I'm showing you. People tell me, oh, you're so smart. It doesn't have anything to do with that. Esoteric understanding has nothing to do with smart. It's just a way of being able to interpret things more rapidly and easier than other people. It has nothing to do with smart. I'm a fucking idiot. But when it comes to this stuff, I'm better than the average person for sure. Because I don't know, I just naturally can see the stuff and feel it. Everybody on there's got sunglasses on because they're blind. The children are there because they're easily led. The finger is out because they're telling you it's the Jews that are behind it. And the story of the Pied Piper is they led the children off into destruction. Okay, children don't necessarily have to be little kids. It just means humanity. So whoever drew this picture, they knew exactly what they were drawing. So when they start that shit up, you know, they're really pushing this shit now. Okay, shit's gonna start getting demonic. That's what that whole thing in Hawaii was. Okay, they have an agenda, and you better come up with one yourself. I mean, I'm an old man. I don't give a shit. I'm ready to die. I don't care. I don't give a flying fuck. You know? But the bottom line is a lot of you guys are younger than me, and it's kind of sad that your lives are going to be cut short over this shit. But here you are, but at least you're not clueless.